What's up, everybody? I am some guy named Nate, and we're playing Mario Kart Double Dash today on the GameCube. And we are still in 50cc, but now we're doing middleweight people. And who are my two favorite middleweights? Well, unfortunately, we don't have my favorite middleweights. Well, no, we have some middleweights who slap. So we're going to make a middleweight car, and we're going to have Luigi, the best bro, and his little brother. I mean, that's his clone. And we're going to drive the greenest... We're going to be the greenest team you have ever seen. So now I get to tell my two stories. I get to tell my stories today, guys. You just had to wait. Well, if you're watching these when they go up, you had to wait a little bit. But if you are watching this in a playlist, then you got to listen to the story immediately. Lucky you! But yeah, I'm still not getting that. And I've recorded all these, so you can yell at me for not getting the boost starts. I'm sorry. But yeah, so, long story short... Ooh, crap, I got the fireball already. And fire. Okay, that cleared out the Shy Guys, so that's fine. But yeah, so long story short, this is what this track reminds me of. When I went to Portland Retro the first time, it wasn't with Vinsanity IBG, my best friend for almost a decade. It was with my buddy, one of my best buddies from high school, Ty, and his fiance at the time, now his wife, Kami, and she's nice. She is so nice. They are such a nice couple. But no, they're a nice couple, and that was the first plane trip I took. And we went to Portland, and it was primarily because, you know, Kami wanted to see some of her family, and Ty wanted to go up there anyway, and I don't know if I convinced them or I coaxed them or something, but I was like, hey, there's this event that only cares about retro games in Portland. And that was one of the biggest Portland Retros ever, which I'm so glad I went to. That was really close. Because they had, like, half of Normal Boots and all of the Metal Jesus crew. Now, I don't know if you guys watch any other god-awful internet videos other than mine, but Normal Boots / Hidden Block were a group of people who did, like, you know, like the white dude, for the most part, sometimes not a white dude, who's like, I remember gaming back in my day, and let me tell you, here's a story, and then they make a video, like a web documentary, about one game that they really like, and then they either A, tear it apart, or B, they just make funny jokes about it, or something. So, like, at this event there was the Completionist, PBG, Space Hamster, Brutal Moose, and Pro Jared. And all 5 of those guys were doing autographs, and then, like, slightly after it, they had the Metal Jesus crew who lives in the Seattle-Portland area, so they probably only had to drive for, like, 30-40 minutes to get to the Expo Center in Portland. But it was Metal Jesus, Kinsey, Reggie, John Hancock, you know, that entire crew. Oh, John Riggs and Kelsey. All of them. So, I waited in both those lines. I went to Space Hamster and PBG's panel, and it was so funny. I love both those guys still. Their old content still holds up pretty dang well. And when I did that, sorry, my throat's getting a little dry. I know I said I'd get a drink, and I messed up the thing. But yeah, so I went to their panel, and it was great, because not only were all those people there, because that's a lot of names I just said, but Mr. James Rolfe, the slightly upset video game companion, or whatever his name is, I know who he is. He was also at the event, and I went to his panel, and his panel was okay. It was just so awkward, because people were asking him questions he either A, didn't want to answer, or B, he didn't hear what the hell they were saying. Because there was like this, I'm not going to say the word, but you know exactly the word I'm thinking of, and it's not offensive, but there was a guy who had the microphone, and he wouldn't shut the hell up. And it was pretty much like, hey, are you ever going to fight the Nostalgia Critic again, like Batman vs. Superman? And he was like, what? He's like, are you going to fight the Nostalgia Critic? And he's like, oh, okay, maybe. If Doug Walker asks me to, yeah, I'll do something with him. And then everybody applauded. It was just really awkward. But he was mostly promoting his movie that just came out at that time, so I like it makes sense. Shit. All my fears of driving in traffic have come true. But back to my story. Sorry. After I went to those panels, and I had such a good time, I met all those people, and it was amazing. I still have my badge from that event, and it has 12 signatures on it. Because I met everybody from the Hidden Block Normal Boots crew, and I met everybody from the Metal Jesus Radical Reggie crew, and it was one of those things that even if I was like, I kind of like your content or whatever, I'm like, whatever. Because they had a big line. Sorry if you heard my chair crunch. There was a giant line, and how the line worked is you got in just one line to meet the crew, and then you could walk past whoever you wanted, but if you walked past them, you couldn't go back. So after they said those rules, I was like, screw it, I'm meeting everybody. I only really wanted to meet like half of the of each crew, but honestly, I'm glad I met everybody. That was a really good group of people. They were all super nice, and I asked them each one question, and the nicest one was Mr. Ian Brutal Moose. He's such a nice guy. I have a photo somewhere of him like me photobombing me in the background of a selfie, because I asked him to do the most awkward photobomb of all time. He's like, yeah, I can do that. And it was really funny. So I hope I still have that photo, because that's when I had a really crappy iPhone 5. That thing was a pile of garbage, but it was all I could afford, so yeah, work with what you have. But yeah, this is a long-ass story. We're 6 minutes into the episode, and I haven't got to the story because I'm doing other stories. Nate takes a breath. So, on the second day of Portland Retro, I already did a sweep, of everything. I met all the people I wanted, and they were over the loudspeaker. They were like, "Open Mario Kart Deluxe Doubles Tournament. Please come down to, Hall A, and you can enter." And I was like, guys, I want to enter the Mario Kart Double Dash Tournament. Because what they did is they connected a bunch of GameCubes together. I think it was 8 GameCubes. Damn it! They connected 8 GameCubes together with 2 controllers each and had everybody do a doubles tournament. So if you guys don't know, when you play Mario Kart Double Dash, you can play with 2 controllers for 1 car, which leads to a lot of coolness. So technically, you can play like a freaking 16-player Mario Kart tournaments, because this game is one of the few games that used the LAN cable, so you can connect a bunch of GameCubes together and play this online or not online. There was no online. Well, there was back then, but not for the GameCube. Well, technically, but that was just Phantasy Star. But no, back to my story. So I was like, guys, I want to enter the doubles tournament. And Ty and Kami, because they're a couple, they're joined at the hip, but they're so nice. They were like, no, Nate, we're good. I don't know if we'd be good at it or whatever they said. They're super nice though. I'm not slandering them. They're one of the nicest couples I've ever met. They're like, oh, but you should enter it. And I was like, okay, it's a doubles tournament. I don't know what's gonna happen. And I guess I have a good story from them. That's what AJR taught me. But what happened is I was paired up with this really sassy guy, and he allegedly, because he told me this, when I got randomly chosen with him, he was like, hey man, we got this, bro. I won a Mario Kart Double Dash tournament in my hometown, and they said some place in Texas, I forgot the name of it, like El Arroyo or something like that. And I was like, oh, sweet. And he was like, no worries, man, we got this. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like we had 20 minutes to meet each other before the tournament started. And he's like, he taught me all the strategies of Mario Kart Double Dash. And he's like, hey man, I don't want you to pick a heavyweight guy. You gotta pick a medium weight guy. And I was like, okay. So I picked Luigi here, like I'm playing right now, which reminded me of the story. And the rule of it was, when they set it up, they would pick a random number generator, and the random number generator would pick your track. Which is totally fair, so that people can't be like, I just want Yoshi's circuit. They actually had to pick whatever came up on the random generator, and it was Sherbert Land. And everybody groaned except me, and I was like, yes, I love this track. And he's like, we got this, bro? And I was like, we got this. And he was super chill for the first race. He was really, really nice. And then, by the second race, which I think the second race was the dinosaur one that's in the Special Cup, which you guys will see this episode, he started smack-talking the people sitting right to the left of us really, really hard. And I saw the ref walk over to us, and he was like, dude, you gotta shut your friend up, he whispered to me. And I was like, dude, he's not my friend. You just paired me up with him. And he's like, okay, but if he acts out or does anything threatening or offensive, we're kicking you out of the tournament. And I was like, okay. And he was swelling up on the guys next to us because we got second place or something in the first round. And I was like, dude, you gotta shut the hell up. We're gonna get kicked out of the tournament. He's like, no, man, people like smack talk. Smack talk's good. It makes people play better. And I was like, okay, but if we get in trouble, I didn't warn you. I totally warned you. And he was like, okay, no worries. So we got to like lap 2.5 on the dinosaur track. I missed a corner, but so did the people. Like, it wasn't anybody near us. I think it was like someone was Peach and someone was Mario. And he was like, he said some obscenity. I forgot what he said because I was just focusing on the game. And then the ref tapped my shoulder and he's like, you got to quit. You got to get out of here. You're forfeit. And I was like, what? And then I got really mad at him and he said, no, we would have fucked him up, man. It's fine. And then he just left and I never saw him for the rest of the weekend. So I don't even know if he existed. Oh shit. But it was the most bizarre tournament I've ever entered, which reminds me of my other tournament story. If you guys are long avid fans of the Nate Show for as many years as this has freaking been going, I've told this story before, and it's my story that pisses me off the most. So, back in the day, in the distant future, 2009, there was a store. There was a lot of stores. There was 3 of them specifically in my town, but I know there was more that did specifically movie rentals. And when they did movie rentals, they also did some other things. So you could buy games, you could buy other fun things, and you could even rent consoles. Those 3 big ones were Blockbuster, Hastings, and Hollywood Video. So the Hollywood Video next to a Safeway in my town, I knew the manager when I was, I think this was like 2009, so I was in for a freshman year? I don't know. It all blurs together. But I was playing the shit out of Guitar Hero World Tour at the time. I love that game. That is still one of my favorite rhythm games of all time. It is perfect. But when I went in there, I just went in there to like, look at the used games and see like upcoming stuff they had, and I was like, okay, my mom's, grocery shopping. I'm just gonna go here for a little bit and we'll see what happens. So I went in there and the manager's name was Omar. He was a really nice guy. And he was like, hey man, I'm thinking about hosting a tournament at this Hollywood Video. My manager said it would be okay. And I was like, okay, can you tell me what it is? And he's like, oh, it's a Guitar Hero tournament. And I was like, oh shit, I'm getting into Guitar Hero. I love Guitar Hero. And he's like, okay, that's good. Would you be interested in signing up if I instigated that? I was like, yeah, man, just let me know. And he's like, okay, I'll give you guys a call. And he called. I gave him my house number because I didn't have a cell at the time. Well, I had a cell, but it sucked. But that's a different story. Everybody had a crappy flip phone that couldn't text. That's fine. Back to my story. So pretty much Omar, the manager guy, was like, oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna make this tournament, and it's gonna be a Guitar Hero World Tour tournament. And it's going to be guitar versus guitar, because if you guys knew, when Guitar Hero World Tour came out, they still thought it was Guitar Hero 3. So there was like a battle mode when you could do, attacks against an opponent and do all this kind of stuff to mess them up. And you played the same chart, pretty much. You played the same, guitar on expert, and then you tried to mess each other up with that. And I was like, yeah, okay. And he's like, okay, we got. It's going to be $5 for an entry fee, but there's going to be prizes. And I was like, dope. And I remember telling my friends, I went to school the next day, I went to filmmaking class, and 2 of my buddies were in there, were also good at Guitar Hero at the time. And I was like, dude, the Hollywood Video by Safeway is hosting a Guitar Hero tournament, man. And they were like, oh, sweet. Excuse me. And I was like, yeah, man, we should all sign up. And he's like, yeah, okay. And then, 5 days later, I get a call from the manager, Omar, and he's like, hey man, I just started up the Guitar Hero tournament. You better sign up. There's going to be a big turnaround, a turnout of people, whatever. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I took my crunchiest $5 bill that I had, and I went to Hollywood Video. I went there the next time my mom went to Albertsons, Safeway, whatever the hell it was, and I gave him the $5, and he's like, okay man, I'll put your name down. It'll be in 2 weeks. And I was like, okay. And 2 weeks pass, and I'm hyping myself up for this game. After I did my homework every single day, I would practice Guitar Hero World Tour. I would just let it pick a random song, and there's the red car, and I would just try to beat everything on Expert Guitar, because he said it's a guitar tournament, and it's on Expert, so that's what we're doing. Alright guys, we are going to move to another heavyweight combo. I'm thinking the donk and the bow. Oh, what? We don't get Special Cup yet? Well, that's weird. Well, I guess we're going to 100cc already. We're still going to be the donk and the bow. But yeah, so I went to this tournament. Also, you guys will know that there's no middle barrier when you go up to normal difficulty here. They took the middle barrier out, which is cool. It's also cool. It's cruel and cool. But yeah, so I entered this tournament. It's a Saturday morning. It's like 10 a.m. Damn it! So it's like 10 a.m. I'm tired as hell. I'm like, Mom, it's the Guitar Hero tournament day. She's like, okay, I'll drop you off. Tell me when you're done. You can call me. You have a phone. And I was like, yeah, I do. And I was like, okay, I'm going. I went down there. I saw my two friends, Will and Andrew. And they are already waiting. And he's like, Will's like, dude, I don't think many people are going to show up. I was like, why do you say that? And he's like, well, I remember signing up, and I remember Andrew signing up, and I remember we hung out here for 2 hours, and nobody else signed up. I was like, oh, God. And, oh, God! And I was like, oh, shit, okay. And we waited and waited, and then at 10:30, Omar was like, all right, everybody's here. I look around, there's like 9 people. And I was like, okay, this sucks. And here is where Nate got so damn mad. Are you ready for the funniest story, guys? Once I'm done coughing and getting hit by shells. God, sorry. But, so, everybody showed up, and I was like, okay, cool, how is the ladder bracket going to work with 9 people? And he's like, oh, don't worry. And then we got paired up, and one guy, he brought his girlfriend, and his girlfriend hated Guitar Hero. And his girlfriend was also entered in the tournament, which makes it funnier. Hit the banana. Nice. That's the slowest shell ever. Oh shit, I thought that was a banana. Whoa! Also, Donkey Kong punching is so based. No! Yeah. Okay, let me focus for a second, and then we'll drop the banana. Good. But yeah, so long story short, we entered the tournament, and it was totally normal for a second. He's like, okay, guys, I brought my PS3 in. I got 2 guitar controllers. Let's go. And then he showed the prizes. So third prize was a theater box snack and a rental movie of your choice, like a free 1-week rental. Sorry, I had a hiccup there. Second place was a used movie or video game that was $20 or cheaper of your choice. And the grand prize was a Monopoly game and a $30 gift card. So, of course I wanted to win. I think they picked the prizes before they knew the turnaround would be. And they were like, oh great, we gotta commit. So, they picked all this crap, and I was like, hell yeah, I am ready. I'm ready to win this tournament. And he laid the 2 controllers down, and the second guitar controller he had a sticky orange button. And I was like, dude, this orange button's sticky. And he's like, no man, it's okay, I've used it before. And I was like, okay. And he made whoever was second in the ladder, like on the pretty much the away side, as you can call it, have to use that controller. The one with the sticky orange button. This comes into play later in the story. After all of that is said and done, we do the tournament, and he picks he's gonna pick a song out of the hat, and that's how people are gonna go against each other. No, he instead, in his ever encompassing wisdom, asks you to choose your own song, and then whoever has more points wins. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's some songs on Guitar Hero and Rock Band you could 100% on Expert, and it'll give you like, I don't know, less than 100,000 points. And then other songs, you could probably like 90% it on Expert, and you'll get like 400,000 points. It just depends on what the notes are and how many there are. So I was like, dude, what? And I was a dumb teenager, so I wasn't going to protest it. I instead was like, oh, whatever, dude. And then after that, I realized that the song, I was like, oh, I'll just pick some hard songs. And every single time, the other guy would get like, I think 10,000 or a little bit more points than me on whatever song he picked. So I kept getting kicked down the ladder. And then by the time we got to the last part of the tournament, like when it was the semifinals, because only one person got eliminated to make it a true ladder bracket, which was, of course, the girlfriend who really didn't want to be there. I think she just lost the tournament on purpose. Then it was us 8 people, and then here is where it got really shitty. So he was like, he also had a copy of Guitar Hero 3 that was just used on the shelf. So, you know, it was an empty, it was just a disc, so he could borrow it whenever. And he's like, hey guys, I'm getting sick of World Tour. You guys want to play Guitar Hero 3? And as you guys know, Guitar Hero 3 is always more popular, but I hate it more. And everybody except me said yes. And I was like, oh god damn it, I didn't practice Guitar Hero 3, I practiced Guitar Hero World Tour. So I was really mad at everybody else. And then, here's the insult to injury. After all was done with this tournament, I got 4th place. I lost in the 3rd place battle because the guy who went against me picked a song that he could 100% that was easier than the song that I picked that I could only like 98% on expert. So I lost the tournament and I got 4th place, so I lost $5 and I didn't even get any of the prizes. And my buddy Will got 1st place, and he gloated that shit to me for like a week that he got a Monopoly game and a $30 gift card, which I think the $30 gift card he immediately bought something with. Like when he was in the store after the tournament, he's like, yeah, I'm not going to use this thing. You know, I'm just gonna use it now. Also, Donkey Kong is getting punchy right now. But yeah, there's my 2 tournament stories. I always tell them back to back because they both piss me off equally. And oh god. Oh shit, that was me. Okay, Bow Wow. And yes, I call Bowser Bow Wow because of the stupid We Like to Play guys. They always call him Bow Wow, which I find funnier. Okay, we're gonna let Donkey Kong hold on to that. Sorry, Diddy. Sorry, man. Damn it, I missed. That's okay. Oh, my neck. Also, it's insane that you can do a lap on 100cc in like 12 seconds on that course. But I love Baby Park, man. Freaking love Baby Park. Next. So yeah, I'm thinking we're going to record only 3 episodes, but honestly, the 3 episodes we're recording is going to be about 1/3 of the game. Which means I'll have more time for my other new projects, baby. Oh, but what are they going to be? They're going to be fucking awesome. Just watch the fucking movie. My Blaze the movie fan / every German guy accent voice. And I ran directly into that shot. You know what? It's Birdo's fault. That's what you get, Birdo. Shooting eggs out your nose. That's nasty. Maybe that's how the Birdos lay eggs, though. You don't know. You can't judge. I'm not judging. I am not a judgy Jason. And you have cleaved my entire body in half. Damn it! Baby Mario. But yeah, guys, I'm still going to try to do... Well, I am going to do Portland Retro this year. Unfortunately, with how my work is structured, one of my superior employees, coworkers, I don't have employees, I have coworkers, took the Friday before Portland Retro off, so I pretty much have to beg for that day off. I got the whole weekend and a few days after it off, but I really want the Friday of it so I can go down there safely with Vince and his family, so we can enjoy the con to its fullest, and I can eat fancy food and buy a ton of video games, and be fat. I'm going to do that last thing anyway, but you know what I mean. Whew. Yes. Ooh. Also, what's Bowser's taunt? I mean, that works. So don't want to touch the tornadies. Is that a tornado? You're watching Rebel Taxi. Also, yes, I did watch all of Code Monkeys last year. And it sucks. It did not hold up well. Oh, it's Donkey Kong's taunt. Okay, that makes sense. I think I mashed the X button frantically when I was trying to do something else with Donkey Kong, so that makes sense. Guess what? Okay, Donkey Kong, do not fail me, bro. It's just fun to do that to annoy everybody. Alright, monkey fart. And shell toss. We're good. Look, everybody has like crunchy JPEG hands. I love it. And that should do it for the episode, everybody. What a great episode. See, these are all perfect length, and then I can talk about stupid shit. The award ceremony. Where all awards based on cars that you have to drive at the same time as someone else ceremony. It's really good. I think I know what I'm doing for my next pair up. After these two large men show up and they do a lap. Also, everybody, when you 100% the game, you get that car, the gold car that drives you around to the awards ceremony. You unlock that car. Only if you 100% it, though. So we'll see what we do. I'm going to try to 100% it. Because, damn it, I want gold and everything. I love gold. 100cc gold. Also, that sound effect sounds just like Monkey Ball. Oh man, we got the Luigi Rattle Buggy. Cool. Alright guys, on the next installment of Mario Kart Double Dash, we are going to wrap up 100cc. What's going to happen? You're going to find out on the next installment of Mario Kart Double Dash. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to see you in the next. I was screwed out of a tournament twice.